Oh.
All right, so we're in Monroe, Louisiana, but we're actually on the outskirts in a little town called Lakeshore right now. We're coming down, this would be highway, I guess it's not Highway 139 anymore. It's about to turn into Desert Street. And Desert Street is actually one of the oldest streets in the city. Monroe, Louisiana was named after the first steamboat to come to land, the James Monroe. So that's where it got its name.
And the steamboat was named after the president, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Something like that. But they're adamant about the steamboat for some reason.
It's not named after the president.
Not the president,
named after
the steamboat.
So,
I think it was founded in 1785. Y'all may have to just Google that to keep me honest, because I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it said.
Yeah. Leave a comment if that's not correct.
Right. Yeah. And thank you for doing better research than I apparently have. Alright, so I think we are officially on Desert Street. This is Bayou Desert. If you can see it, I'll just turn the camera. It's a really beautiful bayou. I think it stretches across a couple of parishes. You know, we have parishes in Louisiana, not counties. I'll turn it back whenever we see some more of the bayou.
Some more bayou.
But while we have you all, make sure you subscribe and click for notifications.
And like this video, and of course leave a comment if you're familiar with this city and some facts that we seem to have omitted. Please be sure to let us know. It's funny, I've grown up in the city all my life, but I have to admit that I don't know a lot about it. There's still some places that I don't ever recollect seeing. So,
yeah, it is definitely just Monroe to us.
Right.
We'll try to give you as many fun facts as we can, and maybe, you know, just kind of do a rundown in the description of the video just of hard facts that we find, but right now we're just kind of winging it. So while we're waiting on some interesting view, Monroe is the home of Delta Airlines. We also were the first bottlers of Coca-Cola. Here's some more of the bayou right here. Isn't it beautiful? And we're coming up on the University of Louisiana at Monroe. Go
Warhawks.
Go Warhawks.
Talons out.
Formerly known as Northeast Louisiana University, the Northeast Louisiana University Indians, and we are now the University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks.
And this is something I found out. When people think of Warhawk, they automatically think of like a bird, like an eagle, like a hawk. But Warhawks were actually those planes they flew in World War II that had like the faces painted on them, the little tiger, the little shark faces on the front. Those were known as Warhawk planes.
Nice.
So it's really kind of based on that.
And so this building coming up, this is actually the original. That's all ULM was, just that one building right there. Now it's just enormous. It's grown and it's continuing to grow, and it's awesome to see. This is also Desert Street, one of the historical streets in Monroe. hope that sun isn't blinding y'all. This is definitely blinding me. And we hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like I said, we just want to give you a quick little rundown of the city, show you what it's like, the day-to-day nuances of the city, if you will. And we plan on doing this in different cities and bringing you a little bit more facts and little known things about the cities. So we hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things.
Someone just spit out that car.
Someone did just spit out the car.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys saw that.
This abandoned convenience, Central Station convenience store.
That apparently made sliders, but I never got one. I always said I'm going to go in there and get a slider. And
it was too late.
Yeah, too late.
All right, so we're hopping back onto Desert Street. Desert Street spans the city west and east.
Right.
Sounds about right.
I think so.
Actually leads into downtown Monroe. I always wonder how all of this looked, you know, before my time.
Right.
I know when my parents were younger, Desert Street was where it was at. Like, it was bustling. People,
street, right.
Well, I guess further downtown, it was, you know, it was the place to be. Everybody was walking on the sidewalks. There were several different stores and just businesses for people to patronize, and it was just a happening spot. So it's nice to see the renovations being done currently to our downtown, and they're trying to get it back to how it was in its heyday. So it's nice to see, because even just from when I was younger to now, it's definitely different. I'm not sure which cemetery. I forgot the name of the cemetery, but
yeah, it's an old one.
Definitely old, and you know it pauses right here, and then we go across. This is Desert Street and North 18th Street, and then it resumes as you get closer to downtown. It will resume. I'll take it back. But
downtown.
Yeah. Oh, so more of the cemetery, and it just goes all the way down. Yeah. And then these buildings are new. They're being renovated. They were just like crumbling, falling down buildings, and so they're doing some renovations to try to get downtown Monroe back to its former glory.
Yeah. One of those buildings was the Roy Miller building.
Yeah.
Well, it is the Roy Miller building, which is a historic building, and they're trying to get it back up and reuse it, repurpose it. But back in the day, they say there was a hot spot.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands, Louis Armstrong, and a lot of the famous singers came and performed there.
Yeah, and they had a big theater there.
They did.
This is Desire Street under the bridge. This is where a lot of our homeless population comes. They do feedings. Well, different churches and organizations come and do feedings there. And so you'll always see somebody underneath. This is downtown Desire Street, where they're doing all the renovations. Some of the places, I mean, obviously have not been renovated. They're really, really historic, though. Some places have.
Yeah, they're getting it up, bit by bit. You have a few boutiques and little coffee shop that's open there on the side. So
yeah,
slowly but surely they're trying to get things up and running again around here.
Yep. Very nice. Looks like they're trying to set up the Christmas lights and things of that nature. We have our two older patrons right there. Hey guys. All right. And right over that bridge, if you can see it, is West Monroe, but we are not going to West Monroe. Can you make a left right here?
I cannot.
You cannot make a left. It looks like we're going to West Monroe. Unless you want to make a right.
Let's go to West Monroe.
Let's go to West Monroe. So, this building, Cotton, right here, and this is called Austin's. And these are probably, if not some of the oldest buildings in Monroe. I remember these being here when I was little, and they look exactly the same. I'm sure they've been renovated on the inside, but the outside looks exactly the same. Across the street is the west side of Monroe, but it's a completely different city, two different mayors and everything, but they're called the Twin Cities, Monroe and West Monroe, and they're separated by the majestic Ouachita River. Google the Ouachita River, O-U-A-C-H-I-T-A. It's long, it's mighty, and I believe this is where the steamboats would come as well. So we're going over the old bridge, also known as the Endom Bridge.
Closed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sure is. Everything's closed.
Everything's closed.
Everything's getting a facelift. Okay. So, this is West Monroe. This area is called the Quarters. You know where Riverbend is? That's where the river bends.
Oh.
See what I did there? Anyway, that highway that you see, that is I-20. That runs east and west also. Westward, it leads you to Texas. Eastward, it leads you to Mississippi. Straight. This is South 5th Street. neighborhood. Like I said, it's called the Quarters. That way, but we'll still hit it. Actually, well, okay, that's Riverbend, it ends, but this left. So if we make a right, that's Lazar Park, but we're not gonna do that. Take you up there because the road is super small. We are on Thompson Road. Okay, we're gonna make a right.
If I have, it's been a while. I think I used to have a client that lived in this area. It's been a while though.
You can keep straight. Make a left. And this is South Riverfront. That grassy knoll, that's the levee in West Monroe. So the other side is the Washita River. And we pretty much just made a circle so we can go back into Monroe. Lazar Street. This is South 2nd Street. I used to go down back in the day on South 2nd Street. Finally out of the Quarters.
The Monroe skyline. It's kind of what you see on postcards and no drone shots of Monroe. You always see a shot right here.
It's beautiful.
The Vantage Building, the Francis Tower.
And the Riverwalk, but you probably can't see that. Right. All right, y'all. So we're back into Monroe. He's so happy.
Just the aviators.
He said that sign ain't forgiving. Alright. A little more of downtown Monroe. Where the Riverwalk and the River Market is.
So a couple times a year they have events here. Vendors with their food trucks, vendors with their goods, and just come and set up shop right here and Sometimes there are musicians out here and things like that. We have fireworks here on the 4th of July, so most of our little downtown events is kind of like the little hub of them, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. And we are on South Grand Street, another historic street in Monroe.
This empty spot right here used to be the greatest toy store in the world when I was a kid around this time.
That was before my time.
Yeah, it used to be called Howard Griffin Land of Toys. It was lots of fun for girls and boys. Bring the kids and look around.
Oh, wow.
The biggest toy store in town. It was the greatest toy store in the town of Monroe. Now, as you see, it's just an empty lot, so.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I don't actually remember the store, but I do remember it being imploded.
Yeah.
That was a nice event. Alright, so this is the Leighton Castle. If you can see it.
Trust me, it's there.
It's there. And then we have our Massey Museum of Arts right there. And just a lot of nice homes that I don't think are filled right now. But anyway, so it starts to get a little more and more desolate as we continue.
But you can look at these homes,
yeah,
and just tell that, like, back in the day, it was like popping.
It was beautiful.
You know, you can look at the houses and tell they were just like awesome, beautiful back in the day.
Yeah. And it just takes me back. Like I always wonder how this area looked back in the day.
Right.
I know it was beautiful. I mean, it could be beautiful now.
I would love to see like old pictures and stuff of, you know.
Yeah. But it's still a nice drive. The trees are really, really beautiful. You know, I don't know about the levee. The levee's, it's there.
It's there.
You know, it's not terrible to look at.
Well, it keeps the water in. Keeps the water in place. So, thank you, Levee, for that.
Thanks, Lev. All right, so we're slowly moving into South Monroe. This is the old historic Wholesome Bread House. I remember as a kid, anytime you would pass by, like, it just smelled of fresh baked bread. It was so awesome. It was just permeated the air. Turn it back some. This area used to be called Lover's Lane back in the day, and I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's where the boys and girls used to go to like make out and stuff like that. It was apparently really, really beautiful back in the day. Levee side ain't nothing to look at.
Yeah.
But can you just imagine all these beautiful homes?
In their prime.
In their prime. Remember the name of this cemetery?
I do not.
It's enormous.
It is very large.
South Grand Street. That is the Swanson Center for Youth, for troubled youth. Coming up on the historic E.A. Conway Hospital. That used to be the main hospital around here in Monroe.
That was youngsters over there skateboarding.
Yeah. I used to work back there in those trailers.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. And then this is the new University Health, Conway. Now on Jackson Street. Jackson Street is a major street on the south side. Straighten this up. This is just another street that has had beautiful homes and nice black-owned businesses.
Little Falk School coming up on the left.
It's been there for a long time. This is Chestnut Street, and then we're turning onto Gordon Avenue.